bow? It's your boy Honcho's house. I'm back with a quick video. So, Digga D has actually called in from jail during a Trap Law Ross and Spiller interview to give his opinion on Central Cee and all the stuff that people have been saying, all the stuff that's been going on. Trap Law Ross has been claiming that Central Cee is not from the streets, he's not authentic, and he's saying Digga D is authentic, he is from the streets, and he's in prison because of that, and his music's not thriving because of that, whereas Central Cee is basically thriving because he ain't actually done the stuff that he's claiming. But you know, there's a whole situation going on there. I've just come back from Young Spray's podcast. I did it with Trap Law Ross and Tank. Shout out to Young Spray, shout out to Chronic, Pinky, shout out to OG as well. And there was a lot of Sench talk there. Tanks and Trap Law Ross are really like going at Sench, chatting about he's not really who he claims to be. Young Spray and Chronic, you know, they're backing Sench to the death. Spray's getting a few tracksuits, couple creps here and there. I'm kind of in the middle of it, like, why do you man care if he's not a real gangster? He's biggest artist in the UK, who cares? Like, what do you want him to do? You want him to catch a drilling, but then also understand what they're saying. But it's just like, look, there's a lot of stuff that's being said at the moment, and people are continuing to talk about it. There's a whole narrative going on, and that's kind of the hot topic at the moment. So we're going to get into this clip of Trap Law Ross being interviewed by Spiller, and Digga D calls in from jail, as I said, to give his opinion on this whole thing, and we're going to be reacting to that. So without further ado, let me get into this clip.
Central Cee get his motion, and basically UK drill was this thing that was going on for a minute. People like Digga D.
Yo, Wagwan, I'm live on the camera, recording an interview. I'm with Trap. You can hear you. I'm with Trap Law now.
Hey, what you saying, man? What you saying, bro? How are you?
Yeah, man.
Good to hear, man. Good to hear you, bro. Everyone's waiting for you, man. Everyone's trying to just know what's going on with you.
He's out already. He's in the island. He's in Ireland. He's in the hot island right now.
I'll be back soon, man.
Hey, we need you to come back and save the scene like Superman, man. There's a few, you know what I'm saying? There's a few little fake superheroes out here getting all the motion.
Yeah, it's only right, man. Leave the...
Bro, before I get into this, yeah, Trap Law Ross is really giving the hate. It's really coming across like Trap Law Ross hates Central Cee. Now, I know he doesn't hate Central Cee and he respects everything he does and he rates his music. I've been with Trap Law Ross and he's playing Central Cee's music. But the way he's going on in the interviews and online, and he's even there talking about, there's a few fake superheroes getting all the motion. It's like he's putting Digga D on a pedestal because he's a real gangster, basically. It's like, you're a real gangster, this is a fake gangster getting all the motion. It's kind of like, yo, like, you're championing Digga D when Digga D's in jail right now. Yeah, he's real and authentic and whatnot, but also, should we really be championing people who are in, like, are we praising them for being gangsters and going to jail? Like, you got all this talk for Central Cee because he's not real, but he's actually out here making 25 million and that, like, and Digga's the one in jail. Like, anyway, let me get back into it. So, you know, but I just think Trap Law Ross is coming across very... Seems like he hates Central Cee a lot, but in reality, I know that's not true. But that's the narrative online right now, and he's helping push that narrative.
You know what I mean?
We was chatting about, obviously, we was talking about Sench and obviously everything that's going on.
Like, really, like, let me ask...
Hold on, now, or Trap wants to ask something.
Let me ask a real question, yeah. Like, who is it that really built, like, UK drill, as far as, like, drill, what it's about, what it means? Like, you know, because as far as I'm from my research, you got like CGM. You guys really were some of the earliest guys really doing it and building this drill thing. You know what I mean? Like, do you look back on them times and think like, yo, we really built that up from the ground up, talking about what was going on?
Yeah, you know what it is, bro? I can't really answer you that on the spot, you know what I mean? But like, cause I've never really thought about it. I don't really care to think about it at the end of the day. It's just like, bro, man, do this thing. I might just rapping it. You know what I mean? So, bro, I don't even know how to answer that. Who built up UK drill, bro? I don't know, man. We all done it as a collective, you get me?
I mean, like...
Guys, let me know, who do you think actually built up UK drill? Who started UK drill? Because I don't actually know myself. Like, Trap Law Ross is saying from his research, it's looking like CGM were definitely some of the pioneers in drill. They were definitely one of the first groups I heard in drill music, but I can't think off the top of my head who actually was like, who had the first drill song. I'm sure K-Trap was definitely one of the pioneers of it. Like, he really took it to another level, and a lot of people have been inspired by K-Trap. Maybe it should have been called K-Drill. Nah, K-Trap's a hard name, but still, like, guys, let me know in the comments who you think actually started drill, or like as Digga D said, he said it's a whole collective thing that have started it. So yeah, you let me know your opinions and your thoughts in the comments there.
When I was looking into you lot, I remember just seeing you talking about like, you know, you literally being in jail when you're getting your first million views. So like, you was really dealing with them issues and actually dealing with that lifestyle when all this stuff was going on. Just as far as like having legal problems, you know, having just drama going on in your life.
I was dealing with it back then and I'm dealing with it now, bro.
But yeah, the Met Gala.
Like, the Met Gala, like, if I was to put up any sort of gang sign, like, put up Facebook or gun fingers, and you don't think that I'll be in the newspapers and that. Don't be trying to, you know what I mean? Like, trying to drag down my name and that. It's like, so certain things that I go through, other people don't have to go through.
Well,
Okay, look, that's an interesting point, because if you don't know, Central Cee basically did some sort of diss toward P Block, Power Square, where Digga D's from, and a lot of the other CGM members. He basically held up like a P and put gun fingers next to it like this. Look, don't clip this up and say I was doing it, but he did something like that, right? So long story short, Digga D's basically saying like, look, if I did that, or if he did that to the whatever the, I don't know, Live Yours do this. If Digga D did that at the Met Gala, then it's gonna be in the newspapers. It's gonna be these gang members they're inciting violence at the Met Gala. But when Central Cee does it, it's newspaper don't care about that. Like, only the bloggers, people like myself, YouTubers are the ones who are talking about it. It ain't no way it's gonna make the newspaper, because the newspapers are not seeing Central Cee as a criminal. Do you get what I'm saying? He's got a clean criminal record as far as I'm concerned. So they're not bothered about him doing that. They probably don't even know what that means. But anyway, let's get back into what Digga's saying and Trap's saying.
it's a bit unfair, isn't it? Because it's like, you're dealing with that.
Unfair is okay. Just quickly. But I'm gonna get back into it. But saying it's unfair is wild, really, because look, Digga D landed himself in jail, innit? I don't know the full. I know he's been sentenced to however many years, and it was for importing loud, which doesn't really make sense. So maybe he got dragged into some stuff, but at the same time, he's a grown man, bro. He's getting himself dragged into stuff that's getting him back in jail. You can't really be saying, it's a bit unfair that Central Cee just kept a clean image, didn't get caught by the police doing whatever he was allegedly doing. So it's not really unfair, in my opinion. It's kind of like, you can't really be fair to criminals. Do you get what I'm saying? If you justice has got to be served, and if Central Cee's just not a criminal, that's why he's getting away with doing that sort of stuff. So I feel like Trap Ross is definitely pushing Digga onto the pedestal and kind of like, you know what I'm saying, just disregarding the fact that Central Cee's actually just maybe a bit smarter, because he's still out here and he never got caught for anything. You get me?
It's a bit unfair because it's like you're basically dealing with a lot of these issues, but you know what I mean? You sharing your story, these genuine, like authentic stories from your past, that's what's like, you know, turned your life around and changed your life. But could you imagine a scenario where you came from, you know, a stable home and you weren't dealing with some of these issues in the area, how different your life might be? But it's like you're dealing with the cards you're dealt in life, innit?
Yeah, but I feel like with what I was saying, yeah, which I'll get your opinion on, yeah, before, like I was saying, obviously my man used to trap in it, yeah, and obviously I was saying that not everyone in a batch, like you're from an area, not everyone in your batch might do things. Some people might just trap, but they're still from your life. Do you know what I mean? They're still a part of your world. You wouldn't look at your brethren and say, "Raw, just because you trap and you don't do certain things, you're not from the streets." So I was saying that people are banishing my man, saying he's fully not from the streets, but there was an element if he trapped that he was part of the streets. If you get what I'm saying.
I don't really know about all of that. I don't really know. Just because you trap don't mean you're from the streets.
This is the...
Look, that's very true, yeah. Just because you trap doesn't mean you're from the streets, yeah? Bro, I know some trappers who you would not expect them to be trappers, bro. Like, at all. But is trapping the street life, or is that just you're trying to make a bit of peas and you don't really want to get a job? Depends what level of trapping you're doing. If you're just like a little trapper and you just shot in some, I don't know, some stuff to uni students and that, you might just be trying to make a little bit of peas on the side, trying to get your rent money. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean you got to be a gangbanger to do that. Like, that's what everybody seems to be saying. Everyone seems to be saying that because Central Cee trapped, he's allowed to talk about any type of madness. Now, in my opinion, yeah, I don't give a fuck whether you've done bootings or not done bootings and you're talking about it. I don't care. If you make good music, you make good music. yeah, the story is a bit better when it's authentic and it makes more of like an impact, and it seems a bit more. It just seems a bit more impactful when your story's actually for real, and like people can line it up and see the articles and it's real and whatever, and like yeah, it's more of like a movie almost, a real life movie. But I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't care if Central Cee is not from the streets, bro. He makes good music, innit? Like he makes banging music, and he's marketed himself so well that he's become the biggest, probably like maybe like the most up and coming rapper in the world right now, biggest rapper in the world right now, not just the UK. That who cares if he's not from the streets? But everybody seems to be giving a fuck about this. It's like, nah, he's not from the streets. Can't be talking about this and that. Like I get their frustration, but also, who's laughing really when Central Cee's out here getting a deal for 25 million, dropping a freestyle, chatting about his 50 million up the other day? Do you think he really cares? And really and truly, I'm going to get back into the clip, but really and truly, I'm going to drop another video on this another day, but like, I've heard through the grapevine that YB's, like, he wants to push the YB's a Central Cee's manager. He wants to push the Central Cee entourage Live Yours versus CGM, like, as part of the marketing, because it is marketing at the end of the day. It works. It gets people talking about it. So really, YB's and Central Cee are probably sitting there with their hands like this, like, plan worked perfectly, because everyone seems to just be talking about the same shit, and they're just sitting there thinking, yeah, our plans worked.
This is the thing that we've been debating, because like I was basically saying like, bro, people talking about 6ix9ine and how he became a snitch. Like, when did he become a so-called gangster? Like when he handed out all them blood bandanas. I feel like it's not it's something that you come from and that you live. It's not necessarily something that you just hop on when it suits you to get the motion. You know what I mean?
That's a fair point.
Yeah, that's true, but no one really cares anymore, man.
There we go.
I've been saying this shit
It's true.
from the start. I've been saying this shit from the start, but it was started when I speak, niggas hate or
Want to break into cybersecurity but don't have experience?
Guys, look, we're gonna be getting that YouTube Premium real soon. Don't worry, we're going straight back into this clip. I just have to, I'll get my P's up, man. You lot got to subscribe and make sure I get some more views.
The hater thing's interesting, bro.
kick back and then niggas hate or I've been saying this shit from the start, but I've been saying this shit from
It's true.
the start. I've been saying this shit from the start, but it was started when I speak, niggas hate or so I just kind of kick back and then let people just see it for themselves.
The hater thing's interesting, bro.
There's more things like, bro, if I was to post when I went number one, if I was to post, he posted my number one billboard or whatever, spray painted it and done all of that shit. I put it on the ground, and no one said nothing. They kind of praised him. Now, say if I was to do that,
You be straight to jail, bro.
don't be saying Digga's a hate or Digga this, Digga that. So it's like, bro, let me step back, let me fall back, and you lot will see it for yourself. You know what I mean? But the youth's doing good in life, bro. I can't knock it like he's doing good.
Alright, look, we're gonna get back into that, but like, that's an interesting point that Digga D's made there, because I can understand Digga D's frustration here, because alright, when Digga D went number one with his Naughty by Nature album, I think it was, he had a billboard up somewhere in West London, yeah, where Digga D's from, and I'm pretty sure Central Cee then went number one after. I may be getting the timeline wrong. And he put up a picture on Instagram, like a carousel, slideshow of pictures, where somebody spray painted like "Live Yours" over Digga D's billboard, and basically put like a bunch of stuff saying, you know what? Let me actually try and it's gonna be a myth to find it, but look, they basically spray painted over it and dissed it, and Central Cee posted a pic of that. So like, that is kind of inciting a bit of get back, essentially, if you're posting that shit. Because fair enough if somebody else did it and you just saw it, but then posting it, obviously it's going to help with the music, it's going to keep the music thriving, get people talking, but it's also like, okay, cool, now you are actually full-blown beefing them by posting that.
I just don't understand why he's doing the bad boy thing. I'm not even doing the bad boy thing. Trying to be a bad boy cop. When he done that shit, I didn't go on the road. There's youths from his own area that didn't read that.
The thing is, it's like,
And let me tell you something, that's coming from me chatting to the same youth that from his area that do it right. I'm chatting to the same youth like, blood, this thing's real life. This thing's not a joke, bro. So guys sit
That's a very interesting point. Now, that's the thing. When these guys are beefing and there's back and forths going on between Central Cee's entourage and Digga D's entourage and CGM, like, if some innocent kid from Shepherd's Bush or some innocent kid from Power Square or wherever Digga D's from, wherever his clique's from, if they end up getting unalived, Digga's basically saying Central ain't gonna care. Like, it's not real to him. It doesn't matter. He ain't gonna get caught in it, but somebody else might get caught in it, and he's not gonna give a fuck. That's a very interesting point, because if that does happen, like, look, F Dot already has been unalived. Yeah, rest in peace to F Dot. Sad situation, but he was also a gang member, right? There's songs of F Dot talking about how many people he got down, and a lot of people were saying like he was someone to be scared of, and you know, a lot of stuff. So it's an very unfortunate situation, but it's not surprising considering the life that he was involved in, right? Like, that stuff catches up to you. But if someone who's not doing this stuff, just maybe someone's little brother or someone from the ends, a little young G from the ends or something, gets caught up in this, because we all see how people end up getting wrong place, wrong time. Like, it happened to Lil Pub in America. Lil Durk and them lot were going for Quando Rondo, and they got his cousin, but they're still celebrating it. Like, it happens a lot of the time. Like, if you just get one of them, it don't really matter who. Like, it's just like, yeah, someone from their camp's gone, so let's celebrate that. Like, I feel like if that type of stuff starts to happen, then Central Cee needs to be very careful, because he may not be orchestrating it directly, but online, if you put the puzzles together, put pieces of the puzzle together, it's kind of like, right, you're essentially the leader of. You're not the leader of 12 Anti, but you're the guy. You're the main guy. You're the main character for that gang, for that group of people, for that demographic. So it's like, if this shit starts happening, you're gonna be dragged into it, even if you've got no involvement, because it's like you're not orchestrating it, but you're the main guy there. So like, he could maybe stop. I don't know. Let's get back into what they were saying anyway. You guys let me know your thoughts there. But just quickly as well, the whole not going to F Dot's funeral thing. Digga saying that, Central Cee clearly doesn't care about this life or about these people. He didn't even go to F Dot's funeral. But also, Central Cee, like, we saw what happened at the funerals in Camden. Like, T-Scam and these man just, you know what I mean, at the funeral, catching innocent young girls and stuff. Like, it's serious, man. Like, if Central Cee went to F Dot's funeral, Bayern could have been flying. So I understand why he didn't go, but also then it looks a certain way to other people.
So this thing is a joke for him. Whereas it's not a joke for the man then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, fully, man. That's the thing, bro. You're still dealing with the consequences of actually going through this stuff to this day, bro. And it's a difficult thing to see, just because it's kind of like that. You're somebody that, even though you've been through that and you've talked about it, I can get just from the way you're talking, you're not going to condone that type of violence. You wouldn't wish that on the next generation of people. But there's people that are, you know, making it seem cool and then just kind of dipping off to a beach somewhere and not really kind of, you know, dealing with those consequences. And that's why it's tricky, because it's like it's glamorizing a lifestyle that really is negative. Like, you wouldn't condone that lifestyle. You're dealing with it now, isn't it?
Yeah. It's true. Like I said, bro, it's not just him, fam. There's a lot of people do it, you get me?
Man, we really need to get this YouTube Premium. I'm sorry, guys, but we're going straight back in to this clip. Don't even worry.
Am I asking for too much?
He just took it to the next level where he had no participation. Nothing.
He's gonna take over. We got a film to make. A lie. We're making a film. So I just let them know. That's what I'm saying. I feel like with him, like, one thing I'll say about him, and I've met him just like I've met everyone in the industry. I always say, when we met, we argued first. That's how we met. We had like an argument, but how we're locked in and the conversations we have, he's at a different level. So I feel like with him, with what he wants to do, in terms of, this guy's gonna make films, he's gonna make more songs. I think he's gonna have labels. I feel like he's actually an entrepreneur. So I feel like with him, his run's gonna be crazy. So I feel like he just needs to come out and do it now, and we're waiting, man.
He's got the foundation. He's just getting started. You know, I feel like
I'm praying, man. You know what I mean? I'm praying that man get out. Once I do get out, I'm definitely on the right thing.
Hey, everything happens for a reason, bro. You know what I mean? You'll look back on this time and you'll realize like God's always got a plan for what's ever going to happen. In a couple years' time, you'll be looking back saying, "Oh, that's what was meant to be," and you're going to be in a way better position, man. And you know, the world's your oyster, bro. Like, I know it's a negative place that you're in, and you've really been through it, but like, bro, the world is your oyster, and you're just right on the edge of a breakthrough, bro. Is there a moment in your career that you just felt like was just the littest, craziest, like I've made it moment? Like, what was that moment for you before all the madness went down, where you was just like, I've gone clear?
Fucking some of the bad bitches, innit?
Hey, this guy is an idiot.
I'm chatting. Speaking about the houses, is I reckon it's that, bro. Where man's some of the houses, a man's always thought one man had money, bro. I would love to have a few houses, and when you get to them few houses, you start feeling like, rare, boy. This thing's mad, cause man never thought man would have had houses like this. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's cool. I thought you was gonna say when you send your mum money, cause I remember on your snap you just wake up in the morning sometimes just send your mum 30 quid. So when I see that, I was saying, yeah, that shit is motivation. You know what I'm saying?
30 quid is 30,000 in the slang for you lot who ain't knowing. Sending your mum £30 ain't that crazy, but 30,000, mad.
Yeah, no, I feel you, but some, like, I don't, deep down when I was younger, I kind of always knew that, yo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I never ever thought, yo, man's actually gonna have these houses, man's actually gonna have all these. Yeah, bro.
But no, the minute you go, listen, before we go, man, say something to your fans, man. Say something to your fans.
Boy, what do I need to say to my supporters? Fucking, look, you got down, innit? Me.
That's real. That's very real.
Literally, I'll be back soon. I'm back with a bang, bro. So yeah, just stay locked in. Keep writing me. I appreciate them letters, trust me.
What's your prison? What's your prison? Tell them your prison details. So those who don't know, because you know everyone's gonna watch this video. So
A9189 Delta Zulu HMP Brixton. Yeah.
I didn't say nothing, my bro. I'll shout you when I'm done in it.
Yeah. Chat done, no.
I appreciate you, bro. Love, man. Legendary. I can't wait to link up with you when you're out here, bro. It's gonna be a movie.
Definitely. Alright, say nothing, yo.
Alright, cool. Let me ask you a question about the UK, because
Alright, cool. So that's pretty much what Digga had to say. He's off the phone now. But it was very interesting to see what Digga D had to say about that whole situation and what Traplo Ross has been saying and what this whole narrative that people have been saying. And I thought it was very real that Digga D actually said he's let his fans down. He's not glorifying the fact that he's in prison. He knows it's silly. He's going to come back with a bang. Pause. And we look forward to that, man. Free Digga D, man. Obviously, he's landed himself in there by his own doing. But at the same time, I'm still a fan of Digga D. And I'm excited to see what he's got coming out. But guys, let me know your thoughts on that whole situation. What you think on what Digga D was saying about Central Cee. What you think about people saying Central Cee's not from the streets, etc. I want to know exactly what you guys think. So let me know in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Honcho's House for more updates, more UK updates, US updates. We're going to be going very hard with the content, man. We out for now.